Hello, I am back today with another video because I'm gonna give you a tour of my now completed sketchbook. I thought it was the perfect time because I just finished talking about my experience drawing every day for 30 days, and now my sketchbook is complete since I did that challenge, and I thought it was the perfect time to do this because I also get to show you a lot of the sketches I haven't shown yet. I am a fan of sketchbook tours and seeing how like my favorite artists' minds work, so I hope this is interesting. And I'm just going to talk you through all the things that I drew in here and how they came about. And this is my sketchbook. So this is my most recent sketchbook that I finished. I got this sketchbook while I was still studying abroad in Korea in the fall semester. And I think it was probably November when I bought this. And all these stickers are actually from Korea as well. And more stickers from Korea, and I actually got all these from like the illustration fairs that I went to while I was over there. So yeah, their illustration fairs actually are so crazy. Like they're different from like the ones here. I feel like it's really cool. All these stickers I got in Korea and like from a shop. These were from a stationery shop, but these are just some drawings I did when I first got my sketchbook. And Subako is like a really cute trinket shop in Korea, so I would definitely visit if you're that kind of person. But these are just some figure drawings, and these were just some things that I saw at the National Museum while I was over there. This is actually like a recent drawing. I just like glued a piece of paper on top because whatever was beneath it wasn't really that interesting, so I like to just draw on top of those pages to make it a little better. But here I wrote, I feel like I've forgotten how to draw, and I feel like that's so real. I don't know, sometimes I feel like I forget how to draw. And those moments usually come when I don't draw on my sketchbook for a long time. These are just some marker drawings, and these were actually some drawings of myself when I got my new haircut. This was actually a picture of me that my hairdresser took, and she uploaded it on Instagram, so it's out there somewhere. Here's just me refreshing on anatomy and me writing. I need to study again because I felt like my knowledge was slipping away from me, but yeah, I feel like I don't study it as often as I should. These were also recently done, just more of me gluing paper on top. Just some Pinterest drawings and me trying to test my imagination to see what I could do, and just like a drawing behind that I didn't really love. And then these were Pinterest as well, and then these were just characters that I drew. Oops. This was Blame character designs I really liked. This was just a drawing I did during class, and just covered up of some drawings for an assignment, and then just thumbnails for my assignments while I was studying abroad. And then a double page spread. I love double page spreads. I feel like they're just they just feel more powerful. I don't know, like they just feel more exciting. But it's so simple. I don't know. Yeah, these are just some doodles I did during class right after the one I just flipped. But upside down, you can see another figure, which I don't know if anyone would have seen, but I thought that was a cool little detail. More Pinterest drawings and more imagination drawings on the right. A little character sketch of a friend I made while I was in Korea. On the right, there's just some drawings and studies of some gates. I think at this point I really wanted to see how I could incorporate non-figure work into my drawings to make my illustrations more interesting, because I feel like just drawing figures or characters can kind of, I don't know, it can feel repetitive. And yeah, it's just Pinterest. And then this was a drawing I did of a sculpture, like a mini sculpture I saw in a Ghibli shop in Japan, and I was just inspired by him because of how creative he is with creating so many different parts of his world. Me trying to figure out the walk cycle, and I'm taking an intro to animation class because I really want to figure out how to incorporate more animation into my work. Then over here we just have me plotting for my poster, my promotional item. This was like the thumbnail for my poster, and you'll see the final design in a bit, but this was just like my idea, and actually I finished designing that whole poster, so that will be available on my shop shortly. But yeah, I will show you the design because I actually really liked how it turned out. And it's just me studying more anatomy because I really felt like it was slipping away from me. And then here, I actually drew these right after a Katsuya Terada exhibit. It was a really cool exhibit. I got to see a lot of his works, and his work is just really inspiring because all of the drawings, I'm pretty sure, that he makes just comes from his like hand and mind. So I thought that was so impressive that he was able to do that. So I kind of wanted to see if like I could ever do that, and like this was like my first attempt at like trying to just create something just from my own hand and mind like him. So these are just some character sketches. I did use a reference for this one because I'm not that good with imagining anatomy yet, but yeah, I was like really inspired by him, and I drew these right after the exhibit. And yeah, this was also drawn after the exhibit, and alligators for class. And then I also drew this, which was inspired by him, because he does a lot of he has a lot of mech elements in his work, and I really love mech artwork and just like machinery. I don't know, I really like how machinery looks, and it's just so, I don't know. Stressed out armadillos for class for my intro to animation. And then here, these were actually all done without looking at references, and I think this, from here on out, I started using references less and less, and I actually started to really enjoy just like drawing without references. I still definitely need references. I can't do everything just like from my mind, but I really love how freeing it is to just like be able to draw without having to look at or rely on anything, I guess. But yeah, I really love working with ink. I just like how spontaneous and like instant it is, because it's kind of like you can't really undo. I don't know, I just feel like I really like how authentic it feels, that like you can't really change that initial mark. But yeah, these were just some ideas that I had for my zine that I was planning for a class assignment, and then these were just like some regular drawings, and then more of me brainstorming little designs for my figurines. But I actually changed it last minute. My original idea was to make a zine of the different figurines I had because I wanted to make them into like a blind box series, but I feel like that style kind of didn't feel natural to me to like illustrate in, so I changed it, and this is part of my zine. This was also the first day of the first sketch I did for my 30-day challenge. I have another sketch for my 30-day challenge. I think this was the one that I actually posted first, but I did this one second. But yeah, I changed my zine idea to a sketchbook zine because I started to really get into drawing in my sketchbook during this time, and this is just me thinking of titles for the zine. And then more drawings for my 30-day challenge that will be included in my zine that I will show in a bit. just some storyboarding I did for my intro to animation class. Picking animation because I really love animation and like just like animated movies or shows. I'm so inspired by a lot of animated works that I want to find a way to incorporate that into like into some of my own work and illustrations. But yeah, still trying to figure that out. But here we just have some thumbnails that I was supposed to be working on for my animation class, but I did this instead, the sketch for my 30-day challenge, and it was so fun to do. Like, I just did this during a class. It's probably one of my favorite sketches from that whole challenge, and this sketch didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, so I thought it was okay. Just more 30-day challenge, and this was also gonna be part of my 30-day, but I didn't really feel that confident about it. So I really liked both of these pages I did, and just how like the spread looks in general. It's just, I think it looks pretty, and I really love this page. And then here we have more of me planning out for my zine. I decided to make this thumbnail the cover when I was trying to make it kind of into a more clean rendered cover, but I just really like the way this one looked. I'll show you how the zine ended up turning out, but this is the final zine, and I actually really like how it turned out. These were all from my 30-day challenge, and in its final form though, when it's folded, it kind of looks something like this. Just do a little flip through, even though you already saw it. You could just, yeah, I think it's just cool to flip through, and it's cute. So yeah, I might make these available. I don't know. We'll see. But I can show you how it looks like when you unfold the zine as well. What it looks like when you unfold it, but you can fold it really easily, just kind of like that. And then you just have a little portable little book. So that was my zine, and this was day 10 of my 30-day challenge, and a lot of people were interested in this. I think a couple people had asked about the availability of this, since it did sell out during my initial sale for all of the 30 days. These will be available again once this video is up. It'll be available on my big cartel for purchase. So if you're interested in that, you can purchase this as a print. And yeah, the sketch was done when I was like, there's so much going on, and there was just like so much on my mind during this day, and I was just like in class, and I really enjoyed drawing this. But yeah, I'm glad that people liked it too. And then more drawings during class and for class, and really don't like this day. This one's okay. This one is a little silly. This one's kind of fun. Just some mech stuff, because I really still do like mech kind of artwork. More 30 days stuff. I really like this page. It's so cute. I love roses. More 30 day. People also really like this one. I really like this one as well. And I think people were also asking about the availability for this one, and I will be putting it back up on my Big Cartel website as an option if you want to select this as a print that you would like to purchase. But yeah, this will be back up if anyone is interested. Little doodles. This was like a backup actually for my 30-day. I don't know, I didn't really like it enough to like post it. This one I did like. I realized and discovered that I really love drawing buildings and like how they look all together. This was actually my attempt at designing a poster. One of Mitski's albums, titled Retired from Sad, New Career in Business, and this was me trying to design a poster. But I think the next page, not the next page. I decided on a design. I was able to sketch something else that I actually used for the poster that I needed to make for class. But yeah, so I really liked drawing buildings, and so I try to carry that to this sketch and incorporate it in a new way. I love city life. Like, I was so obsessed with just like walking around in Seoul when I was studying abroad there. It's just so fun to like explore and walk around and see so many new things every day. But this was actually the sketch I used for my poster that I needed to do for class, and I can show you actually. I don't think I posted this. I don't know if I would post this on my main account. I did a lot of little like effects and like played around in Procreate, and I don't know, it was really fun. So those were just some like iterations, but this was actually like one little iteration that I did that I thought was really cute. I incorporated that previous sketch into this current one that's right here. And I thought it was really cute, but I didn't end up going with this one. I actually ended up doing this, and this was like the final poster design. It's okay. I feel like it's pretty cute. Just a little poster I did. And then these were the last 2 days of my 30-day challenge. I was so sad that it was over actually, because I actually had a lot of fun doing the challenge despite like the stress I was under, but I really liked sketching in my sketchbook and found a new love for drawing during this time. More buildings and city-like architecture, and the last final day is right here. Definitely a bittersweet experience, but yeah, we're nearing the end of my sketchbook. It's a very simple spread, but it is a double page spread, which I love. I feel like it just makes it so much more interesting. I don't know. And then I don't like to draw like behind the drawings that I really like sometimes, because it can kind of bleed through, and like on the actual one, and you can see this paper is kind of see-through. Yeah, and this was probably one of the last entries that I did, and this was the poster design actually that I did for my promotional posters that I'll be making available on my big cartel. And yeah, I will show you guys how that turned out, but I really love this sketch, so I tried not to put like too much dark medium onto the back of it, but yeah, this is just like the end of my sketchbook, and here you can see that I'm just like trying to finish this now because I was ready to move on to a new one. But yeah, that's the end. So that is my completed sketchbook tour. These are like probably my most used materials. I love this ink pen. This is my favorite just fine tip ink pen. I'm not too sure like what the brand is, but like it is so good for drawing and so satisfying to draw with. And then the next material that I really like is this pencil, this graphite pencil. This is my favorite pencil I've ever used. I got this while I was in Japan. It's a Pentel Graph Gear 1000 pencil, and it's 0.5. I hope you can see that, but it's so smooth and it's so nice to draw with and satisfying. And then probably my most used material that I've been using is this Bic pen. I love using these Bic round tip pens for drawing. They're really versatile because while they're like ink, you can render with them and get like lighter and darker marks with them, and they're really versatile. I feel like I like the black one the most, but I only have the blue one on hand with me right now. Yeah, those are all the materials that I like to use. I have now moved on to a new sketchbook, but I don't have that many entries in it yet. I could do a little sneak peek of it, maybe just like the first page, because I am working on something new but don't want to give away too much. This page is a little snippet of a new project I'm working on that I started so long ago, but now I'm like trying to actually finish it and just see the end of it. But yeah, I'm excited for this project, but this is a little peek of the next page. But when this sketchbook is finished, I will definitely come back here and do another tour, but that's all for now for the sketchbook. Okay, so yes, that was my sketchbook tour. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you for watching till the end. I hope to be back with more videos soon. It's kind of fun posting and just talking about my experiences on here, and I might document and post the process of that project I just teased. That is all for now, and thank you for watching.